What's up, guys? It's Meow, and I'm back with another video. It's been a while, I know. Um, I've got more videos coming. I got diecast reviews. I've got the Martinsville series I've been working on, all the other stuff. But I gotta come on and talk about fucking NASCAR right now and the Cup Series, the cutoff race before the championship, before the playoffs. Oh my fucking god, dude! Tonight, I think tonight we may have just seen the playoffs in NASCAR die, or we've just seen the perfect encapsulation of why NASCAR wants it. So, going into this race, Joey Logano wins in Las Vegas. I was there for that. Tyler Reddick beats out Ryan Blaney to win at Homestead last week. So they're the two that are locked in. Denny Hamlin, with the softer tire that Goodyear brings, Denny Hamlin has balled up rubber get into his car and cause his throttle to hang open, and he wrecks the car in practice. But they fix it. They replace the whole back end, and they keep that car in. He has to start the back, and then early shenanigans and some pit strategy allow him to be up near the front. And right off the bat, I want to say this was this might have been the best next gen race at Martinsville so far. Legitimately. There's still room for improvement. So to say that it's the best, it's not a high bar to clear, but I still think you need to take off the diffuser. I still think you need to give these cars more horsepower. Honestly, you need to be able to make it so that maybe they're a little bit more off the ground so that they're not fucking sucked to the goddamn racetrack. But for what we got, I will say this was a good race. There was you had guys, getting to people's back bumpers and actually being able to move them and whatnot. Um, but again, you have two guys that are already locked in and two other playoff spots up for grabs. And in reality, it ended up, you had Chase Elliott starting near the front, who he was like way back in points. Hamlin, again, as I said before, had to start at the back because of what happened in practice. But, again, he got himself up there. Larson was below the cut line, which was the biggest shocker. And, through pit penalties and pit strategy and everything else, in the end, it comes down to the last lap. Ryan Blaney works his way around Chase Elliott beforehand, gets the lead, so the defending champion wins the race, and he put on a hell of a run at the end to get the job done, even when it almost looked like he was going to get screwed because the last caution that happened laps earlier literally came right after a restart that should not have happened because NASCAR didn't see that Kyle Busch had lost a tire under the caution laps until they took the restart. So that happened. But Ryan Blaney gets the win. What happened, what we have to focus on is two drivers, two manufacturers, William Byron with Hendrick Motorsports and Chevy, Christopher Bell with Toyota and JGR. So, put it to you this way. Hamlin gets around Byron, and now Byron cannot lose another spot, or he ends up tied with Bell. And Bell has the tiebreaker. Bell is stuck a lap down, but he's like near the free pass spot, and it just depends on who's in front. If anybody's in front of him that he can pass, that's also a lap down. And you get a couple of Chevy guys behind Byron, and they're blocking for him because you've got a Ford guy and Brad Keselowski behind them. That's race manipulation. That's manufacturer orders. That's manufacturer orders. And that's bullshit. Okay? We saw this same goddamn thing with Eric Jones some years ago at this race being told over the radio to not pass Denny Hamlin because Denny Hamlin was trying to get to the championship 4. And NBC ends up playing the radio for both Ross Chastain and Austin Dillon. Austin Dillon's radio specifying, does the one know the deal? So, there you go. However, in the last 3 laps, Bo Wallace, he's slowing up. And people are pointing out the fact that, he said he thought he had a tire going down. People are pointing out with like 3 to go, he was struggling. And so he was basically, and so we get to the last couple corners, he moves way the fuck out of the way and slows way the fuck up. And you can tell I will admit, you can tell he's fighting the car. But it's becomes convenient because Bell is right there, and Wallace is ahead of Bell being a lap down. And what happened was Bell sends it between himself, or between Wallace and another guy on the bottom going into turn 3, and he goes up the racetrack into the wall and rides the wall from about the middle of the corner to the exit. Now, you cannot ride the wall anymore because NASCAR outlawed that after Ross Chastain did it a couple years ago. But these are clearly not the same things. So Ryan Blaney wins. Bell gets that one spot. He's now tied with Byron, gets the tiebreaker. And then, so now NASCAR has to look at everything. And it took forever to review, but they end up giving the ruling. Byron is in, Bell is out. Bell incurs a safety violation penalty that puts him in the last car 1 lap down. And now, just a little while ago, Joe Gibbs and other members of Joe Gibbs Racing, they go to the NASCAR hauler to have a chat. And now it's being reported that Gibbs is saying NASCAR told them they can't protest. Which is very ironic, or maybe ironic is not the word I'm looking for, but it's very apropos because another GGR driver, Denny Hamlin, who is part owner of 23XI, is suing NASCAR. And now GGR is being told, you can't protest for one of your other guys. And, I love this tweet right here. Not the best way for NASCAR to defend itself from the accusation that they run the sanctioning body like. And somebody else pointed out the lawyers for 23XI and Front Row Motorsports are sliding this right into that good old antitrust lawsuit right about now. And then Jeff Gluck just said Ryan Blaney's news conference is happening now. Then NASCAR is expected to address reports about the decision after that. And apparently Jeff Gordon is telling William Byron they were screaming for Bubba Wallace to get back to the 20, just like we were screaming at the 5. I was confused that NASCAR was reviewing audio from the 1 and the 3, and and one of his family here is like, no, they weren't, and then tags somebody else saying, hoping they have the last 6-ish laps of audio. So this is a fucking shit show. The thing, it could have become an even bigger one because there's like 4 different ways to go about this. There's the way that they went, where Bell is out, Byron's in. There's saying Chevy manipulated because to not pass Byron. Bell wasn't trying to wall ride, so they put Bell in and keep Byron out. They could put both of them in and make it a final 5, because remember, they did that with Spingate. They ended up, Martin Truex Jr. gets taken out. I think it was somebody else got put in, and then Jeff Gordon gets added as a 13th driver, which was weird. Or you have the even more fucked up option. You take Bell and Byron out, which honestly, as crazy as this is, and as stupid as this might sound, I was willing to stomach this penalty. Bell gets penalized for the wall ride that isn't, it's half a wall ride. He wasn't trying to, it just happened that way. It's not, because here's the thing, when Chastain did it, he literally entered the corner and just rode the entire the wall all the way around. Bell sent it between two people and slid up the racetrack into the wall. That's different. Marco Andretti pointed out now that NASCAR has the ability to penalize anybody that just so happens to slide up into the wall. So there, and then and then gasses it up. So there you go. Um, but the fourth option, the nuclear option, really is you kick Byron and Bell out, and you disqualify them both. Bell for the wall ride, Byron for the race manipulation by Team Chevy. Um, and then you send Kyle Larson to the championship four, which, by the way, lost amongst everything. Kyle Larson won 6 races this year, barely missed out on being the regular season champion by 1 point. And if fucking Charlotte doesn't happen, where Mother Nature happens and the NASCAR calls it on some other fuck shit, then Larson probably could have won the regular season title. So he's not going to get to race for a championship. Blaney's entire win gets overlooked and nobody's talking about it because of what happened between Bell and Byron. And meanwhile, NASCAR is probably sitting in the hauler just laughing their asses off because this is what they want. And it's bullshit. And here's the thing, as an Alex Bowman fan, I'm annoyed because you also have the fact of the matter of what happened with him. Charlotte Roval, he gets in. Logano's not even supposed to be in the round of 8. Bowman gets DQ'd. Hendrick decides not to appeal it for some fucking reason. And Logano gets in, and then he proceeds to win Las Vegas. With the playoff run that Bowman was having, who the fuck knows what would have happened? It's so infuriating to constantly see this shit. And again, it boils down to, it just, I just don't know. I just don't know. It's just, I just, I just don't. Oh my. Yeah, yeah. So actually, um, so what? Rereading that tweet I mentioned about from what Gordon was saying, I now just realized Gordon's admitting that they wanted Kyle back up to Byron. So, like, what? I I just, what do you do? Like, the playoffs has to die, bro. And on top of it, the lawsuit needs to fucking change everything regarding NASCAR. I'm really hoping the teams win on this one because, if it's shown that Front Roller Sports and 23XI have legs with this lawsuit, which I absolutely think they do, and the courts start ruling in their favor, yes, the other teams sign the charter agreement, but they might also find a way to jump in on it and help. Because you have to at this point. If I'm JGR, I'm jumping straight in on that. One, because one of your own drivers is part of it, but also you just got fucked on some bullshit. And I think on top of that, people often talk about how Hendrick is the top dog of NASCAR, and literally they almost can't do anything wrong. Like, they got penalized a bunch of times early last season, and they just kept winning appeals left, right, and center. So, is it a case where NASCAR is just saying, okay, we can't fucking beat them in the appeals room, so we're just not gonna fucking try? Like, what are we doing here? None of this shit makes any sense. And I can't fucking wait to hear Elton Sawyer or Steve Phelps or somebody in NASCAR try to explain all this shit. Explain why JGR can't appeal, explain why the Chevy's race manipulation isn't going to get called out, and why Toyota's getting fucked over. Why JGR is getting fucked over. Why Christopher Bell is getting fucked over. None of this shit makes any sense. We're after next week, bro. We're in for a long fucking off season. I swear to God. Let me know your thoughts down below. I'll catch you next time. Peace.